This is a video on how to make a toe heel shifter for a 2019 Rubicon. They don't make them, so because the bolt is way down here and they don't make them, so I came up with this contraption here with a piece of plywood and terry cloth to protect it from scratching, and so it's very easy to shift now instead of pulling up. I know some of you guys will go out there barefoot and pretty rough on the toes. So it shifts pretty good the way I got this rigged up. Alright, so we get on. Reverse, shifting up, down shifting. Pretty good. Put my feet in there and out. Got this high 2x4, but hey, it is what it is. So, pretty fast. So, stay tuned. You don't have to skip around. I made this video very short. And so, okay, so first, we're going to have a measurement here. And I'm going to go 13 inches, and I got a little spot in the back for pivot with the wood, so I'm going to make mine 2.5 inches wide, and I'm going to use a 1-inch U-bolt. I'm sorry, a 1/2 inch U-bolt. That's what it's going to say on the label. I know it's going to look bigger in the store, but it's going to be a 1/2 inch U-bolt. I'm going to cut this piece of plywood 2.5 by 13. I have the board cut 2.5 inches by 13, and what I'm going to do is put the U-bolt on the foot peg, and I'm going to mark it. Now if you look, it's going to be kind of right on the edge in the back, and it's going to look offset a little bit because I want to have more for my foot to hit the shifter. So it's going to be in a little offset and a little wider here. And you're going to drill these holes, that 1/4 inch hole each side of the plywood. Okay, so I drilled my holes for the U-bolt, and also I made a block of wood. I prefer this height. You might want to start off maybe something higher, start cutting it down. It's the width of this board, which is 2.5 inches, and the height of the 2x4 that I cut is 4 inches tall. So I'm going to pre-drill these holes. It's best to pre-drill your hose because it'll split later on. And I also cut a toe shifter that's going to go like this for the toe part, right where my U-bolt's going to be. And there's this piece of block of wood, which is a piece of 3/4 by 1.25 inches high. So that's what I like. I've tried this before, so that's the size I'm going to pick. And I'm going to screw that together. Alright, so this is what it looks like. Get your holes offset right here for your toe shifter U-bolt. Block. Get screws underneath it. In the back. So it's going to go like so. Put the U-bolt around this. Okay. And so it's going to look like that. Now, this piece of wood here is going to rub on this. I don't know if you're worried about it. You got an old one and I got a new one. So I'm going to take this towel and I'm going to wrap it around the back, and I'm going to staple it. Yeah, I don't want to scratch it. Anyway, so I don't want to paint all this black before I completely install it. I'll staple that on there, and basically that's what it's going to be. Put the U-bolt covers on, and when we do put the nuts on, make sure you put some Loctite or silicone, because them threads are not, that's not lock nuts, and you don't want to tighten it down where you're going to crush your rubber off your shifter. So it's just going to be kind of a little snug, and then put some silicone on the bottom of your threads here so your nuts don't come off. Okay, so now I got my little terry cloth scratch protector so I don't scratch up the side. You can see some scratches. So we're going to paint all this black, and that's protected right here. So we're going to paint everything black, both sides, everything underneath, so it'll kind of match the interior and all that, make it look nice. We got it all painted black now. The little terry cloth is everything's painted black. So now we're gonna put it on here. The terry cloth is gonna rub the thing, and now we're gonna put our painted U-bolt on. And don't forget to still put this little bracket that comes with the U-bolt, help keep the wood from splitting. Okay, so I got the U-bolt bolted. Don't forget, you got to put silicone or some kind of glue in your threads. You're not going to tighten up this bolt dead tight. You're going to kind of leave it a little snug because it's going to split all your rubber here. So just leave it, unless if you got lock washers with the nylon Teflon on it, or you just put some glue on the bottom of the thread so that you won't lose your nut. Alright, you can either use a zip tie for this procedure here. You drill a little hole through here and run a zip tie, keep it from, you know, flapping up when it's maybe in a deep water. It might want to come up, but it's really no big deal. So I'm going to use a screw with a big washer. That's going to go in here like so, and it's going to screw up there into the wood. Okay, so I got my screw in. That just keeps it in place. You can use a zip tie. And so there you have it. You got your shifter here. So you can step on the back, which I'll show you, and go on the front. Alright. So now you can push forward easy and reverse. So you might want to adjust this height how you want it. So I advise you to cut it long and keep cutting it short until you're happy with you like. I kind of like this because my foot gets comfortable when I make the shift. I can get it fast. So it's not in the way. Still got my feet here. There you go. Give back. If you know how to do something, help other people.